Thank you, Honorable Chair and fellow delegates. On the issues of globalization, we, the delegates representing Germany, would like to recommend that the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development adopt the second resolution. Our government must reduce carbon emissions by 15% over the next 15 years. We have come to this decision because we are in the top 10 polluters in the world. Currently, we sit at number 6 at 759 million tons of CO2 produced yearly. The main cause of our high CO2 levels is due to greenhouse gases. Farming makes up 9% of emissions, while industry makes up the rest. In order to decrease these levels, there are steps we must take in order to do so. One of our main sources of energy comes from coal. Granted, our dependence on coal has decreased over the past few years, we must still limit the amount that we use. I recommend we build more wind turbines for energy, look into increasing our natural gas consumption, and also look into solar power options. Nuclear power is an option since it is cleaner than coal, but unfortunately not by much. When burning coal for energy, we are releasing more toxins into the environment than we realize. Sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxides, elevated levels of carbon dioxide, mercury, and other heavy metals are released into the atmosphere when coal is burned. This has serious health risks like respiratory illnesses, lung disease, neurological damage, and the developmental damage for both humans and animals. Environmental issues from burning coal would be smog, haze, CO2 that contributes to acid rain, and ash. By finding a cleaner alternative, we can avoid these risks. It will take time, even with drastic measures, but it is better to start now rather than later. Another way we can lower our CO2 levels is to be more eco-friendly. When it comes to being eco-friendly, we think of recycling, going green, and using less plastic. Cutting down on waste will cut down on the need to dispose of unwanted items. The manufacture of plastic releases sulfur oxides, nitrous oxides, and other volatile pollutants into the air. If we concentrated on leaning towards greener recycled items, a greener way of life, we could lower our pollution levels. It's important for us to lower our emission levels not only for our health, but for the health of our environment as well. Our oceans are being affected, ice caps are melting due to the rising temperatures, and with the rising levels of water, we have habitats that are no longer intact or no longer in existence, whether it's due to flooding or just melting away. Excuse me. Just 1 degree of the ocean's temperature increase, and our reefs are going into shock. With this being said, fish and other aquatic life are disappearing. Some of our food sources that we import are no longer readily available, and we must search even further out to go get what we need. We're breathing in and consuming so many pollutants that we are not even aware of. Those with respiratory issues are finding it even harder to breathe comfortably. There's no way we can instantly change our air quality, but we can, and we must make changes and be more self-aware of ourselves and how we affect our environment. The changes I suggested to you earlier may seem like a huge feat, but I believe that we can make a change for the better. Thank you for attention regarding our position on Resolution 2.